Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video, I wanted to talk about the composite chart aspect of Sun opposite to Pluto. So I've done all of the Sun Pluto aspects in the composite chart, I think, except for the opposition and the inconjunct aspect. So let's start with the opposition aspect because this might be one of the most intense ones of all. So I'm talking about the composite chart today, so the midpoints of the two birth charts, or if you use the Davison relationship chart, also this can apply to that. So this isn't the synastry aspect, I've already done that one as well. So the interesting thing about this opposition in the composite chart and certain strong configurations in the composite chart can actually lead to people in the outside world reacting a certain way to the couple. So with this opposition, it can show that the way that your energies combine at the ego level, you actually create opposition from the outside world. Um, and, it might not be just opposition, like as in everybody's attacking you or fighting you. It can be that, but it can also be that people are intimidated by the two of you together. There is something about the way that you combine in a relationship, and this can be all types of relationships. I've had this in all types of relationships where people really take like a double take at you. Like they're really like intrigued or fascinated or triggered, or it's definitely like a power couple. So the other thing that can happen with this opposition, because the opposition aspect is very relational in nature, is that you both together in this relationship become more confrontational or more ruthless or unwilling to back down from a principle or a fight or in your own ego drives. So this can be very good, especially if you're both more like timid personalities, like, Pisces or Taurus suns, or, not that Taurus is timid, but like it can make people that are more like introverted or more just withholding of their sun sign, like not like super extroverted in a sense, or more like people pleasing tendencies. You have this opposition in the composite chart, and you become more bold and more, it can bring out power drives, where you get with this person and you want power and you want control and you want to be the dominant boss person in your life. Um, and so yeah, this couple can be intimidating. This, like, two people together with this in their composite chart can really come off strongly to other people. And that's one manifestation of this. That's actually the most common manifestation of it that I've seen, is actually where it's not that you're doing that to each other. It's like you versus the world, or yeah. So it's very interesting. Now, another manifestation of this opposition in the composite chart is that you are doing this to each other. So you will not back down. If your ego wants something, you want to be the boss. You both want to be the boss in this opposition. And so if there is fighting, if there is, arguments, one person has to really uh, be the one to back down, or make a conscious choice, like, is this relationship important to me? Like, do I want to be right, or do I want to coexist with this person? Because you both, with this opposition in the composite chart, nobody wants to back down. Nobody wants to take the back seat. So, and another interesting manifestation is that you can cut each other off a lot. Like when someone's talking, like the other person just starts talking over them, or like, just especially if the third house is involved. Like, yeah, there can be a little bit of battle of even like who's in the spotlight this moment. Like you both want to be in the spotlight. And in a parent-child relationship, sometimes you can see a parent being jealous of the child, and like the child wants to shine, and then the parent has to go and do the same thing. And like, yeah, there can be like it's interesting. So you can be even copying each other a bit with this opposition, like where you yeah, one person does something and then without saying anything you just go and do that same thing, and you like this the constantly trying to outdo the other. Okay, now it can be more playful and it can be more harmless if you're conscious of what's going on. If you know you have this opposition, you know you're in this subtle ego battle and struggle with each other, it can actually be a little bit humorous. You can start to catch on, like, oh, like I'm behaving like this because we have this aspect in the composite chart, and it just brings out this very um, need for the spotlight, need for our ego to be stroked and validated by the other person, and also by the outside world, which you do usually evoke a response from the outside world. So you want to look at the houses that this opposition is taking place in the composite chart, and these are going to be like the areas of what's going on, what kind of transformation is happening here, because there is going to be a transformation. You will not leave this relationship, or you will not exist in this relationship the same as you were before this relationship. Like it has the power of like transforming your identity in a very big way. And what can actually happen is that you can become a more powerful expression of your natal sun sign because of this relationship. But it's not always an easy process. It can be through a cutting down of your ego and constantly being with someone who challenges your ego by the force of their ego, because they're equally as strong at that sun level. And that's really what this composite chart aspect shows, is that you've met your match in the realm of sun Pluto, and you both will go through a transformation of your identity, your ego, and hopefully it will be for the better, and you will know yourself better. You will know who you truly are and what you stand for and what you stand against, and where you shine, where you're naturally confident in your life. And sometimes this will happen through ego deaths and transformation, death and rebirth. It's a very plutonic relationship. If you have this aspect in the composite chart, this is a plutonic relationship. This is one that will change your life forever. It can be uncomfortable, the level of challenge that this will provide, but it is, like I said, it's almost like there's more likelihood of it just evoking energy from the outside world than internally. That's the thing with the opposition aspects too in the composite chart, is that sometimes it's like you don't notice that actually this is going on within you. So in that sense, it's easier to deal with than the square, where we're more likely to blame and attack the person. We can still do that with this aspect, but it's more likely that it's like this aspect creates resistance and sometimes conflict from the outside world. So you can see this in a business partnership or a friendship where you're doing something or you're working on something that is really like groundbreaking or really transforming the world in a big way, and people are going to oppose you, and you're going to be able to stand strong and continue fighting for whatever it is that you're fighting for. So yeah, what else? There can be a very strong fascination with each other that borders on obsession. And like I said, we can see that copycat behavior. We can see wanting to emulate their sun sign qualities, and even jealousy in how the other person shines. Like you can really look up to each other a lot, but if you're insecure, you can also undermine their ego expression, and that's where the fighting can be with this aspect. But if you can see it in the way that you really just do respect each other a lot, because you see each other as this powerful person, this powerful agent of transformation in your life, then you can really respect them, and you can really, like, consciously, you'll have to consciously decide to do this, allow each other the opportunity to shine and be in the spotlight, and recognize this relationship for what it is, a powerful transforming agent in your life, and not something that was meant to be comfy, cozy, and easy. If this is a romantic relationship, the heightened level of intensity and attraction and magnetism can also translate sexually to being a very intense sexual relationship that is like a very healing relationship as well, because there is so much power and magnetism and attraction, and the obsession can be so strong that, like, it's just unforgettable. Like, you can't forget this person and the impact that they've had on your life and your ego, and how many deaths you've gone through in your ego identity to truly become who you're meant to be, because of this relationship. So it's definitely a power couple aspect. You will be powerful together. The way that you blend together, like I said, you become more ruthless, you become more plutonic, you become this powerful force that other people just want to step out of the way for, or they want to attack you because they're jealous. So yeah, it's a very intense one. This is one of those composite chart aspects that should come with a warning label. Handle with care. This relationship is going to bring up very strong ego drives in you. And yeah, it's going to be quite intense. But it's definitely, yeah, it's definitely like one of the most unforgettable relationships. And for some people, people that are plutonic, this will feel better than others. This will feel like, yeah, we're doing something, we're working through things, and it can definitely, for more timid people, be an asset, because you're gonna feel more stronger as a couple if you're not attacking each other. So I'd love to know your experience of this composite chart aspect. If you've had it in your composite chart, what was it like? How was it? Were you obsessed with each other? Let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your requests. Keep them coming, and we'll talk soon. Okay, bye.